How's it going, everybody? If you are a business owner, CFO, executive, or somebody within a business that handles the commercial insurance, then this video is for you. Today, I wanted to go over a common question that does come up quite a bit, especially with newer businesses, and that is, how long does it actually take to get business insurance in place? Thank you for stopping by. My name is Brian. I'm an independent insurance agent based here in the state of Michigan, Metro Detroit specifically, and I work with businesses on their commercial insurance programs, as well as helping families and individuals with their personal insurance, their home, their auto insurance as well. My goal with this channel is to pass on a little bit of educational information to you so that you can make more informed decisions around your insurance, and then overall, help answer any questions that you might have. So let's get into it, and before we get too far into the video, I do want to invite you to subscribe to the channel, and if you find this video helpful, useful, anything like that, please feel free to like, share, pass it along with anyone else as well. So a lot of people think that they can just snap their fingers and then boom, all of a sudden they have insurance in place for their business, but that is definitely not the case. There's a process that has to take place on the back end, and how long that process will take will depend on a few key factors. If you are a brand new business, definitely expect that this process will take at least a week, maybe 2 weeks, depending on your business, and sometimes even longer. And here's why. When you work with an independent agent, at first, we're going to need to gather all the information on your business. All the underwriting companies that we're working with are going to need to know what exactly your business does. They're going to need data points like your revenue or sales, your payroll, and then they'll also need to understand the type of work you perform and maybe the products that you sell. And then from there, as an agent, after we have this information, we then again approach the underwriters that we work with that we think might be a good fit for your business. And depending on your operations, the underwriting companies might also require a supplemental application to dive deeper into the details of what you actually are doing. This is especially common if you are maybe in manufacturing or construction or contracting. And then from there, the underwriters will review your business, your risk profile, determine if there's any other details that they need, and then we'll determine the pricing they can offer and coverage terms. And then in certain cases, for newer businesses, or if you are a more specialized business, aka maybe a higher risk business, we may have to approach what is called the wholesale market. This means that we would have to go through non-standard insurance companies that our agency might not have direct contracts with. And this may take a little bit more back and forth between us, the broker, and the underwriter before we can actually get a quote and coverage issued. And now, if you are running a more straightforward business, maybe a retail operation like a salon, or maybe an office-based service business, there are some insurance companies that will allow us to quote, bind, issue directly online with them, depending on your business. And even certain types of contractors can fall into this category. But for many businesses, especially with those with maybe higher risk operations, maybe you have certain contract requirements that you need to meet, you are rarely going to be able to get coverage issued the same day. Now, you can go directly online and try to buy insurance yourself through an online direct broker. But when you do that, you are essentially acting as your own insurance agent. So you'll be responsible for reviewing the policy to make sure that you have the coverage right. You'll have to service the policy. So if you ever change locations, maybe need to swap out a vehicle, you'd be doing all that yourself. And then if there's ever a claim or maybe an issue with the insurance company, again, you would be handling that yourself. And this setup can work fine for a lot of small businesses out there. But if you have any sort of nuance with your operations or specific client requirements, a lot of times you will eventually run into a roadblock and you'd be better off working with an independent agent on this. Now, if you are an established business and you've been around for a while, you have policies and coverage in place, and maybe you're just looking around to see what your options could be, the best time for you to start the process is at least 60 to 90 days out from your renewal date. This will make sure that the underwriters do have enough time to properly review your account and gives us, the agent, enough time to make sure that we really are getting the best option for you in the marketplace in terms of pricing and coverage terms. So again, overall, if you are looking to get insurance in place, I would definitely plan for at least 1 to 2 weeks, sometimes longer, again, if your operation is maybe a bit more complex or nuanced. Again, it could be faster for certain types of businesses, but the sooner you start the process and the more ahead of it you get and can give your agent enough time, the better off you'll be in terms of both the coverage terms that you can get and the pricing. So thank you for watching, and if you are looking for help with your commercial insurance or insurance in general, I would love the opportunity to work with you and see if our team can help. There are a lot of ways to get a hold of me, and they should all be in the description below. Please feel free to text, call, email, fill out a contact form, whatever's easiest. And if you have any other questions about insurance, please feel free to reach out directly or leave them in the comments below. I would love to help answer those as well. So thank you again.